Hi, everyone. I'm going to walk you through what it looks like when you go to give your first assessment on mClass. So when you log in, you'll click mClass on the left. You'll click Assessment at the top, and a screen pops up here, Teacher Administered Assessment. Go ahead and click that. At the top, you want to make sure that you're on benchmark. I have a demo class for right now because I don't have students assigned to me. We're going to go to the student Sue in second grade. When you get to the screen, you're going to notice, depending on your grade level, that not all of the assessments are clickable for you. So you're going to need to begin with the ones that are blue that you can click on and start. So I'm going to explain this in a little bit, but mClass has something called gating measures. So it allows you to only access certain measures in a certain order so that the next ones are available based on how the student scores. And for this first beginning of the year benchmark, we're going to override some of those decisions, and I'll explain that in a minute. So if you're confused, we're going to be following the chart that I sent to you guys on Friday afternoon. So there's a chart that has all the DIBELS assessments for your grade levels. Those are all the ones we're going to do. You're going to have to follow the order that mClass shows you. That's just by default what's clickable. So in this case, a lot of the older students are going to begin with oral reading fluency. So you would click Assess. There's nothing else that you can click here. And then you'll go through the directions to begin the assessment like you normally would. When that's done, I went ahead and did that for another student so you could see what it looks like. So a student that does well, like this student scored above on oral reading fluency. So then you can see that the other measures that are listed on the Google Doc that I sent that you have to give, the word reading and NWF, it says test it out. We're still going to give those assessments for this beginning of the year data point. There's some reasoning behind that I'm not going to take up time in the video to explain, but you're going to go ahead and click the test it out, and it will say, hey, it's not required. You're just going to hit continue and override that, and then go ahead and give that measure. So measures that say test it out, but we have listed as required on the sheet that we sent, you're going to go ahead and still administer those. And I pulled up another student. This is a kindergarten student. You're going to see that, again, not all of them are clickable. This gating measure, this gating process works in the opposite direction, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So in this case, the phonemic awareness is a lower skill than NWF. So you can't do NWF yet. It's going to have you assess phonemic awareness. So we're going to go ahead and do that one and follow the process. And let's say the student scores really poorly on the phonemic awareness assessment. So in this case, the student scored well below for PSF. So if you look to see that you want to give the NWF because that's listed, you're going to see that's discontinued. In this case, we are, if it says discontinued, you're not going to give that assessment. And the reason for that is because this student is far below, and this would be most likely a source of frustration for the student because this would be more of a challenging skill. I did this a couple of times, and even if the student got a 2 on here and they were below, it still has you do the NWF. So again, this is for only students that are far below. It will say discontinue, and you're just going to go ahead and follow that guidance. So again, gate, if it says, what did it say over here? If it says test it out, but it's listed on our sheet, you're going to go ahead and give those to the student. I get that it's more assessment, but for, like I said, a variety of reasons, we would like that data. But if it says that it's discontinued because the student didn't do well here, they're far below, then we're not going to put that student through